Hey guys, welcome back to the Wood and Metal Workshop. I'm Kat. So, this is my EDC. This is what's in the back seat of the truck every day. These are the tools that I use every day, and there's a lot of tools here. There's more tools in the crossbed toolbox, but those are the tools that I don't use very often. You know, the corded hammer drill and some of that stuff, and then I think there's 6 boxes of the sortum totes or whatever you want to call them. I use a Husky brand from Home Depot. They're cheap and they work really good. Anyhow, so this is just what goes in the back seat, and it's become a bit of a mess. A few months back, I made these boxes, which really helped organization. Did a video on them. Unfortunately, we had a hard drive crash and all that video's gone. So we're going to make some more of these boxes, and this is the main one. This is the one that sits right by the door. This stuff is not usually in here, and there's usually a few other things that are in here that aren't at the moment. It's got a rail across the front for hanging tape measures, and the hammer drill and the regular drill on the bell hooks hang on that rail. Really nice. And then there's a center divider down the middle with holes drilled into the top of it for mini screwdrivers, punches, drill bits that I use quite often. All that stuff is right there and available. And there's pockets to hold all the rest of these tools in their proper place if they stay latched. Anyhow, worked out really good. So we're going to make some more of these boxes. We're going to make them specifically to hold some of these other tools. I picked a box this size because that's the dimensions, well, kind of the dimensions of the stock I have, which is some leftover 3/4 inch plywood. I've got one more sheet, which is enough to make 3 more of these boxes. And that'll allow me to, I picked this size. You fill a box this size with tools, pretty easy to lift up and take out of the truck. Except for this one on the end, which has gotten kind of heavy. So, look, see, there's a tool that goes in here. If I can remember where it goes. Let's see which way. Okay, yeah. Goes right there. Oop. And that one fell out of its hole. Anyhow, so yeah, this is my everyday carry. This is the stuff I use for work every day. And it's the stuff that is needed. And for the work that I do, it's really advantageous if I can grab it, whatever tool I need quickly. I carry a 5-gallon bucket that I pick the tools I need, drop them in the 5-gallon bucket, carry that into the job, do the job, carry it back out, put the tools away, and it's just gotten out of hand. Added more tools. The tote that I was using for some of this other miscellaneous stuff, it was a plastic tote. It kind of died, so we're going to see if we can make a couple more of these, get the stuff put away. I want a specific place for the finish nailer, because I found I've been using that quite a bit. And of course I've got all the other ones here: jigsaw, hammer drill, circular saw, sawzall. Those don't get used every day, but they still need a place to go, so they're not just sitting bare. Because when I do want to use the back seat of the truck, it's kind of nice if I can just grab boxes, take them out, set them in the bed if it's nice out, or put them in the storage. So, all right, let's get this cleaned off because we're sitting on my plywood, and see if we can condense some of this stuff down into manageable sizes. Yeah, that's kind of silly. I was using this to cut tin. Blades on backwards. Let's try this one instead. Now that that's down to a manageable size, we'll move over to the table saw. Alright guys, got all our parts cut except for these bottoms still need to be cut to size. I'm gonna go ahead and call it there for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow to finish this up. Alright guys, on to the next step. I just threw together the simple little jig. It's just a piece of plywood clamped into the drill press vise. Stops on each end, stop at the back. It allows me to drill this hole, slide it over and drill this hole. This is for the handles. So let's go ahead and get this done. There's the first one. Go ahead and whip out the rest of these. I don't mind making up a little jig like this for a project like this. It doesn't take long. It took me maybe 5 minutes at the most. That's including finding the scraps of wood and cutting them up. And then just some layout, a few drywall screws, and you're good to go. I will keep this one because I can see these bins being useful, and I may want to make some different sizes, but the handles will all be the same. So if anything, I have to extend or narrow this end piece so I can move a larger piece back and forth. But I like the size of these, so I think I'll keep them all probably the same width. They seem to be working really well, so we'll hang on to that. Alright guys, finishing up the pockets here, or the handles. We're going to go ahead and take our jigsaw. I went ahead and put some lines to follow, because lines are always good, right? That's nice. And then we're going to do the top edge of the box when we get the boxes put together. But easier to get the handles because we got to get the inside nice on your hands. Alright, let me get some other stuff set up and we'll be right back. Alright guys, like I said before, this is not fine carpentry. This is get it done carpentry. So, healthy bead of glue. Line up our edges. Normally I wouldn't do this, but we're getting some chip out in some of these pieces just because of the way it ran. So normally you wouldn't glue a bottom in, but once again, this is get it done carpentry, not anything else. There we go. We'll let these dry throughout the rest of it. And so that's it. I'll bring you back when we're ready to do the routing and finishing. Okay, glue's all set up. Time for the last step. We're going to round over this top edge. Just as simple as that. She's all set to go. Well, almost. Sorry about the compressor. For some reason that one's not didn't bring much air through it. You got a bad valve on that one. Well, there we go, guys. All packed up. Now I got 6 of these totes. They'll go in and out of the truck easily. In the first one, I've got the one closest to you, the new ones. Circular saw, battery charger, sawzall, miter, the little miter box, back saw, glue gun, and the cordless trim router. Second one, I've got belt sander, knee pads, belts, and some miscellaneous supplies. And the last one, I put a divider in part way through. Not quite, it's not thirds or anything like that. It's where it fit. So it supports the new air nailer, the half-inch impact, got the grinder, oscillating tool, cordless hammer drill, and the cordless jigsaw, and their accoutrements. You know, blades, nails, drill bits, etc. are all in that case, ready to go. So now I just have to load these in the truck. In the older boxes that you haven't really seen a tour of, the main box has all my usual hand tools. And then across the front, there's a rail that the belt clips hang from. So these hang right by the door, easy to grab. I'm grabbing the impact driver, I don't know, 5 times a day it seems like. Either that or the drill. Then inside I've got bits and pliers and vice grips and everything else that you need for just general maintenance. Channel locks, tin snips, wrenches, drill bit or driver bit extensions, all that stuff is in there. A little hammer, little pry bars, the 5-in-1 tool for scraping and whatnot, plastic scrapers, you name it, they're all in little pockets around the inside and outside and ready to go at a moment's notice. Then the next box back from that one, they actually sit kind of parallel in the truck. The one towards the front of the truck carries all the miscellaneous supplies, caulk and paint and putty and some bits and adhesives and all that stuff are in that box. Then the one that sits, the least used box, sits in the middle of the truck towards the back of the seat. It has all my plumbing stuff in it. Torch and pipe wrenches and all that kind of stuff, and caulking gun and other miscellaneous stuff. My block plane, all that stuff is in there because it's not stuff that I use every day or even all that often, but I have to have it with me just in case. So that's all in there. And then I've got a tote bag. I think it might be a Masterforce. I don't remember. I've had it for a long time. But it holds all my electrical tools. So going to test, it's got my testers in it. It's got my circuit finder tool, wire nuts, strippers, cutters, pliers, screwdrivers, Allen keys, all the stuff that I need to do to check out motors and everything else to make sure when something's not working right. Yeah, and then I've got a couple of hammers that just kind of lay on top or in the seat. So this center box here that has the sander, I don't use the sander very often. This box may not even stay in the truck. We'll see. But I think it will. The sander may not stay in the box. It may go on the shelf at home. The belt sander just get pulled out when I need it because really don't need the belt sander that often, but kind of nice to have it in the truck if you do need it. And I don't think Ridgid makes a cordless one, or if they do, it's not very highly rated. Anyways, so that's also going to be miscellaneous supply box. I've got some Tapcons in there right now that I don't have room for in my other cases. So that's going to be miscellaneous supplies as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you like what we did here today, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget the bell notification for new videos. And as always, like, and if you have any questions or concerns, please put them down in the comments. Catch you in the next one.